Hi guys, and thank you for watching. My name is Ashley May. I'm the owner of AB Designs Co. in Largo, Florida. I am so shocked at how many newbies we have in our group, and we had some suggestions for a video series, and we are going to call it the Newbie Series. So if you're newbie to tumblers or have no or little experience and would like to learn some tips, I will post this series in the playlist and hopefully get some more going. One of the requests was to show fully, don't cut out any steps on covering a chunky glitter. So this is a 20-ounce modern curve we sell at our shop. You can come into the storefront or online, abdesignsco.com. And this is the color that we used. It's called Mother of Pearl. I actually, I'm gonna try to not say 100 times. I work on my patio and I actually live off of the street, so if it's super loud, I'll do a voiceover, but hopefully this is loud enough for you guys to hear. What I'm going to start with is mixing my epoxy. Most epoxies that I have used in the crafting world, or all of them, have had two parts. So you have part A and a part B. A is thicker. I think of Ashley, me, I am thick. Ashley is thicker, and then the B is thin. So, whoops. These are the cups I use to measure, the little medicine cups. This is what I mix it all in. And then here is a metal stir stick. I also use the silicone. This you can also find on our website. These are, I don't remember what they're called, but they're like condiment containers. And these, you can buy them on Amazon. You can also find them on Glitzy Girl Glitter. I'm not sure who else stocks them. If you know and you want to link it down below or comment on the Facebook posts when I post this, feel free. So you're just going to get equal parts. And for a cup that's a 20 ounce, that's chunky, I would even do probably 30, if not a little more, and then I can show you what we can do with our excess once we're done. You might even need more. I'm not a measurer. I don't know. I usually just make a ton or a pump and a pump on my gallons and then go from there. So you don't want it to be, you don't have to measure, you know, on a gram scale. You don't need to weigh out your drugs, but you want it to be pretty stinking even. Once you are pretty even, you also want to let it sit there for a second because it's gonna settle and you might have a little bit of a discrepancy once it's set. See, like this thinner one is still higher. So you just want to get it like that. You're going to pour it into your cup. Let me make sure you can see this on the camera. Whoops. Yes, you can. I have like 17 cords over here and everything else, so I apologize. All right, so you're just gonna dump it out into your bigger cup. Make sure you scrape the sides. You wanna scrape the bottom, because when you leave stuff behind, that's when your unevenness might come in and then you get a sticky cup, which is inevitable if you aren't measuring it perfectly, but then you have to strip it because eventually that epoxy will seep through. If you've got a sticky cup and you try to just throw another layer of epoxy on top, that is not going to happen, and you will find in doing this, it's going to cause a lot of problems. So I just mix both of them. Now, also keep in mind, a lot of people talk about bubbles and this and that. Everybody's mixing methods are different. Everybody's weather is different. I think humidity and where you are plays a lot in how your epoxy turns out. So I am in Florida. It is very early in the morning because my house is sleeping. So I have a really hot, it's a nasty bowl that I use for crafting. It's really hot, and I just pour my epoxy in there if I'm trying to hasten the process of mixing, getting it to blend, and not getting as many bubbles as I can. However, I have also used that little milk frother, like that thing on that you use in the kitchen. I have been known to take that and whip up a batch, and I just don't have bubbles. Right now, this is KS resin. I also have used Alumilite, Promarine, CC DIY. What else have I used? I tried faux result. I mean, it's just whatever is comfortable for you, whatever your budget allows, and just educate yourself. You can Google epoxy reviews and see a million of them, but a lot of it is playing with it yourself, seeing how it works for you, and you have to know Alumilite is going to yellow, Promarine is going to yellow. There's nothing wrong with using it in a mold. Use that cheaper stuff, the less expensive stuff in a mold, and save yourself some money because epoxy is expensive. Ooh, it's hot out here. So I'm gonna set this aside. You can feel it's warm to the touch. So when you're looking inside of your cup, you should see, I mean, if you have bubbles, it is what it is. I do. I don't know if you can see that. Not probably, you probably can't. But I have bubbles in there. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna hit it with the heat torch. I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun. Yes, both. And then as long as there's no fog, once the fog is gone, you're mixed enough. So you'll see it in there. If it were to not be blended, you'll see like the gray fog or the not off-white, it's a white fog, but it's just not blended. So once you can see your stick all the way to the bottom, you know you're good to roll. So this is the 20-ounce Modern Curve. I have at my shop. I stock online also. I used a lilac color. It is French lilac from Rust-Oleum. I like Rust-Oleum spray paints. That's my go-to. And this color is called Mother of Pearl. All of our glitter comes in bottles, packaged, ready to go. Every single glitter that we carry is $7. Every single one. We also have promo codes and extra discounts for walk-in customers. Keep that in mind if you're local. And also our sister company in Texas, Crumb, Texas, Becky with the Glitter Ranch. She also offers the same discounts, same everything that we do. So I'm gonna try to, so I have parchment paper. I have a big like bakery roll. It comes on a huge rack. I just use that. And this cup was done with the epoxy method also, which I would love to do a video going into different methods of application. So I am going to give a generous amount of epoxy because when you're dealing with chunkies, they are a son of a gun, and it's gonna take multiple coats. You need to know that. You need to be patient. Just know that in the end, they're gonna be beautiful. So this one might take 2 to 3 coats just for this alone. And some people don't even mess with chunkies. I totally get that. I was there a year ago and then just kept seeing all these amazing cups. So that was a good amount of epoxy. I mean, that was like 25 and 25. That was 50 mLs. Yeesh, that's a lot. But this was a really thick cup. It's a really thick glitter. Make sure you get your bottom and your rim. And then you can also scrape off your excess because that's a ton that was just on my glove. I use a gloved finger, not the silicone thing that I use for water slide, because you can feel where you need more epoxy, where it's too thick, where it's thinned out and you might need some more. So I'm just gonna keep letting this spin for a few minutes. So I can see it coming up. It dipped over the lip of it. I'm just gonna run my finger this way and catch anything that might have been there. You can also, or when you're done, everybody pretty much basically cleans up their lid with an X-Acto knife. You can buy the bumpers and stuff like that to help, but I've never purchased any, so I don't know. I mean, I would be intrigued. However, this is just what works for me. So I'm gonna bring the camera around after I'm done and show you how much little lumpiness there is, and so that everybody can see. I mean, it is a process for chunky glitter. It's not anything that's, you know, simple. It isn't. But getting a quality glitter that isn't going to, when you sand it down, turn a color or something is also important. So I'm not trying to pimp the glitter. I mean, of course I'm trying to pimp the glitter, but I just want you to know that if you get a glitter and it's not covered all the way and you go to sand it, sometimes it might take that color off. So you would just need to do another coat and then sand it, or just use a different glitter. And I've used tons from Hobby Lobby, Michaels, every other brand too. I mean, everybody starts somewhere, and I've used everybody's glitter. I'm talking went on Etsy and bought glitter. Diamonds and Dust, Glitzy Girl glitter, the Mr. Nola's glitter, the Glitter Guy, Glitter Chimp. I've used everybody's. So it's just about what's convenient for you, what's in your price range, where you're located, and all that. This turner is one I bought on Amazon. I did have a single turner that I got off a D-stash, and it's just one that I bought for the lives. Since we launched our glitter, I wanted something to do a couple lives with. So we have a little bit of glitter left. I mean, epoxy left. So I'm going to take a mold. This is the bright pink shiny molds that are amazing. And I'm going to get a glitter. I'm going to use my Trina. This is a Color Shift Chunky. I don't know if that's enough to fill it, but maybe. So just going to take my Trina. If you use a lot, keep in mind it might stick to the epoxy. That's plenty. And I don't want to touch the cap and get epoxy all over it. So this one, I'm just mixing up. Right there's fine. Oh, and I'm going to throw it right in this mold. This is a keychain mold, but you can also turn it into a straw topper with the mold attachments. Whatever your little heart desires. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful color on a cup. I can tell you right now. So I might be short a little bit. So you could go with a smaller mold. I'm trying not to hit that cup. And on these molds, if you get it up on the edge, if you get wherever, you are usually pretty good. You can clean it up before it cures, or you can wait and just use an X-Acto knife and clean it up that way. Literally just need a tiny bit more. And you kind of want it to be level, which is why I said this may not be enough. You want it to be level with your mold, because otherwise it's gonna have a sunken in type look. All right. Now, because it's so hot, I don't need the heat gun itself, but I am gonna take my torch and just pop the bubbles on both this cup and this mold. So that was Trina. It's a color shift, beautiful color, a chunky mix. So I don't know if you can see in the video, I hope it's picking it up. You can just see how the bubbles start popping. You don't want to burn your epoxy, you can do that. And also, I don't think bubbles are as important on a chunky cup because you're not gonna see them like as much as you would on a solid color or a fine glitter. I also saw some random color in here that I want to get off. I see you, little guy. So I'm gonna let this spin. Also keep in mind, I live in Florida. It's gonna be 97 degrees today. So I'm gonna set this aside, let her spin. And again, it's gonna be excruciatingly hot. So this will cure in, literally within 4 hours. So later today, I will come back. I'll do another coat before I sand, but I want to film the entire process so you guys can see it. This metal stir stick, I just take a baby wipe or a paper towel, alcohol, whatever you have. I'm trying to conserve alcohol right now, I know that. So you take that and you clean it and you're done. Some people use the ball end. They say it helps with bubbles. I prefer the paddle end. That's just me. So I will see you guys in a couple hours for the second coat, but let me get you guys turned around so you can see what it looks like. So you can see how chunky it is on the cup itself. It's definitely gonna need 1 or 2 more coats before I can even sand her, but it's not terrible. And if you have any big chunks, you can pat it down, wait to sand it, or you can also take trying to see a big one, if I could show you. I don't see one. You could take a little pair of tweezers and just pick it off because this cup has plenty of coverage. I wanted the purple to show through. Mother of Pearl is gorgeous and just living her best life on this cup. So I will be back shortly to show you the rest.